Hey guys, welcome back to Friday Night Live. I'm in my kitchen tonight making dinner. Sorry for coming up so late. It's just me cooking for one tonight. So I got the kids to bed and I'm gonna make my favorite dish, which just so happens to be beef and broccoli. I miss so much going to a Chinese food restaurant on a Friday night and getting the beef and broccoli, fried rice, the whole thing with the jasmine tea, and I just love that whole experience. And that's one of my biggest things that I miss eating the way that I do and being as clean as I am. It's very difficult to find people that follow the same practices in restaurants. So I'm really excited to share this recipe with you guys. I've got my wok going in the back here. It's smoking hot, and I have a ton of broccoli. I'm making enough that I can use this for leftovers the next couple of days for myself and my family. So I made some really amazing ghee this week. I used Kerrygold butter, and I told you guys in my last video that I let this go a little bit longer than I would typically, so I let it cook for about 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes, and for some reason, I don't know what happened, it made it so stinking sweet, and I just absolutely love it. It's gonna go really well with the beef and broccoli tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the pan, so I've got a nice amount of oil in my pan. This is really hot, by the way. You want the wok, if you're using a wok, to be really hot. Everything that goes in a wok is going to cook really fast. So this is an opportunity for me to show you kind of start to finish a whole meal. Hey, Crystal. Thanks for watching. So ghee is in. I'm going to throw the whole vat of broccoli in this pan and let that cook. And it's not going to take long. That broccoli I let cook for about not even 5 minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes. And then I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to put it back in the bowl that I had used already. I'm going to throw my beef in, and the beef cooks for about 3-4 minutes, and then throw everything in the pot together, season it, add my mushrooms, add some green onions, and I'm going to show you how I make the teriyaki sauce for that. I lost one. Okay. I'm going to crank that heat up and let those broccoli go for a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to finish cutting up my mushrooms. My neighbor Sarah, if you're watching, not yet, but maybe soon, she would say that this was the perfect meal until I added mushrooms. She hates mushrooms. I happen to think they add a really great, fun taste to this meal. Let me see. Hey, Natalie, thanks for watching. I'm sorry you already ate, Crystal. Come on over. It's just me tonight, so I'll feed you. I'm making enough for more than all of us. Okay, got some green onions. These green onions came in my Harvest to You box this week, and every time I get green onions, I think, oh, I gotta make this beef and broccoli, or I make enchiladas. Well, I used to make enchiladas. I don't anymore, unfortunately. But it's like the best topper. So what I do is I'm going to use about half of the green onions. I have 2 bunches here. I'm going to use about half of them in the actual dish itself while it's cooking to get that onion flavor. And then the other half I'm going to use as a garnish after it's cooked. So you get that raw green onion taste. Really not too bad. It's got a good bite to it, but not so oniony that it's overpowering the meal. That is definitely not what I want. Okay, so I got a good pile of green onions here. The leaves are sad and they go in the trash. If you do a compost pile, you're my hero. I totally wish I could. Okay, my broccoli's smoking up a storm. All right, I'm going to turn on my fan. I apologize if it's loud. Okay, so I went over to Naughty Pig Butcher Shop. You guys know that's my favorite butcher shop. And I got some sirloin, and I just chopped it up, cubed it into pieces so that I can throw this in my pan. I want it to cook for about 2-3 minutes. I want it to still be rare, so it's still tender. If you cook it too fast in a wok, you're going to get really tough meat. Nobody wants that. Ugh. Okay, while my broccoli's going and smoking out my house, it's all right, who cares? Got the door open. It's actually the butter that's smoking, not the broccoli, interestingly enough. All right, I've got this cute little bowl, and I'm going to throw together all of the ingredients for my teriyaki sauce. This teriyaki sauce has seriously saved me from going down to the local Chinese food place in the pinch of like, I just want Chinese food. And so what it is here it is, the teriyaki sauce recipe. I'm going to pause here. Let's see, can you see it? Ooh. It's out of the Healing Kitchen cookbook. This is an autoimmune paleo cookbook. Everything in this cookbook is autoimmune paleo. So that means it's all meat, vegetables, and no nightshades, because I can't eat the nightshades. So this is not a Whole30 approved recipe because it has molasses in it. So if you're doing Whole30, just omit the molasses, so you're not ruining your Whole30. The recipe also calls for coconut aminos, which I'm out of. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of the coconut vinegar to make up for the fact that I don't have those coconut aminos, which give it kind of a soy sauce flavor. But because I'm using the fish sauce, as you saw in the recipe, that's going to bring out that soy sauce flavor. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of my coconut vinegar and 1 tablespoon of the apple cider vinegar. And that's going to make up for the fact that I don't have those coconut aminos, which give it that soy sauce flavor. Instead, I'm going to use the fish sauce, Red Bow fish sauce. It's the only one that doesn't have any additives. A little bit of this goes a long way. So just a couple dashes of that. And then I've got garlic, onion, and ginger powder. That's all going in. I'm going to do a half of a teaspoon of each one. Half a teaspoon onion. Half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And when you're getting these ingredients, make sure you're checking the labels and make sure there's only what it says it's supposed to be in there. So if it's garlic, make sure there's only garlic in there. Check my broccoli real quick. Make sure I'm not burning anything. Oh my gosh. Okay. One of my favorite things about broccoli is it's one of the only vegetables that you're cooking and it doesn't get like a ugly green color. It turns more of a vibrant green color when it cooks. So, so cool. Okay, so I got my garlic, I got my onion powder in, I just need my ginger powder. This one goes a long way. It's very strong, concentrated ginger. So I'm going to add just a little bit here, about 1/4 teaspoon. And then the molasses, a whole tablespoon of molasses. That's going to give it this richness. Again, you can't do this if you're on the Whole30, just omit the molasses. Just the coconut aminos and the fish sauce itself will give it that really briny soy sauce flavor. So if you just want to do that with the different spices, the ginger, the garlic, and the onion powder, you're going to be good with that. The flavors are going to be good, I mean. Okay, so I got my my molasses in, and then you just add a tiny bit of arrowroot starch. Arrowroot starch is it's like a cornstarch replacement if you're used to using cornstarch in your kitchen to give it that thickening, kind of make it thicker, a sauce. Okay, so a little bit of the arrowroot starch going in, and I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And you don't need a whole lot. The flavors themselves are pretty good. So if you can see, it's made about 1/4 cup of sauce. Okay, my broccoli is ready to come out of the pan. Ooh, it's smoking in here. Okay, broccoli's ready to come out. You want to undercook the broccoli a little bit on this first round because you're going to cook it again with the meat and the other vegetables with the sauce. So take it out now. So I'm not sure how much time that was. If you were timing me, probably, 3-4 minutes. So all my broccoli is going in the other bowl. And I am going to put in here, on here, wait one more second. Whew, so hot. Okay, I'm going to put on top of here the foil that I was using to cover the meat. I have been keeping my door open so my dog can get out, so I have been covering everything so that I don't get any flies on my food. So I'm going to cover the broccoli. That's going to help it kind of steam, keep cooking. It'll be really awesome. And then I'm going to put my beef in the pan too. So the pan is super hot. I've already got it going. I'm going to season my meat while it's in there with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then I'm going to add a little bit of my sauce. And then in about 3-4 minutes, when everything's nice and hot, nice and cooked, I'm going to add the broccoli back in, and then my mushrooms and green onions, and then sauce the whole thing. Okay, so beef is in. Give that a good spin. Okay, and I want to season this meat really good. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. Just a little bit. You don't want the black pepper to be coming out in the flavor in the sauce. And then a lot of salt. Okay, so my beef is going. That's going to be about 2-3 minutes. And then I'm going to throw my broccoli back in with my mushrooms and a little bit of the green onions, about half the green onions. Let me get some of these things out of my way here. Okay, again, if you're following any kind of autoimmune protocol, or if you have an autoimmune disease, this is the best book, the Healing Kitchen Cookbook. It's got all of the information you need to start the autoimmune protocol diet or plan itself. It also has the meal plans and all the different types of food that you can eat on this plan. So if you haven't already gotten this book, or if you're thinking about starting this protocol, I highly, highly recommend it. And it has that really awesome teriyaki sauce recipe in it as well. So go ahead and pick this up for yourself. If you don't get it, hopefully you at least caught the beginning of the video where I showed you the recipe. Okay, so my teriyaki sauce is good. It's ready to go. I'm going to give my meat a toss. Okay, for all of you that are going to eat this kind of meat, what you're going to do is you're going to undercook the beef a little bit. You don't want the beef to be so tough and not tender anymore, so you're going to make sure it stays really pink. Keep it browned on the outsides. Hey, Jay! Thanks for watching. And then when it's still a little bit pink, you're going to add the broccoli back in. Remember that broccoli sitting to the side and keeping nice and warm under the foil where it's getting steamed and staying cooked. Still crispy though. We don't want it overcooked. We don't want mushy. That's the last thing you want with beef and broccoli. You want everything to still be crisp, tender, really juicy, and not be tough or be too, I don't know, mush. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, so my meat's cooking. It's just about ready. So let me show you. This is what your meat should look like. You got brown on the outside, a little bit pink still on the inside. That's when you know the broccoli is supposed to go back in now. And it doesn't take long from this point. One of the reasons why this is one of my favorite meals is because the whole process is super fast. You just gotta throw it all together in a pan, get the things prepped, and then you're good to go. So I'm gonna toss my broccoli in and the beef together. Okay, at this point, it's ready for my mushrooms and my green onions. Thanks, Jay. Okay, you definitely should start at 30. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, mushrooms going in, and a little bit more than half of the green onions. I want to keep some of the green onions for a garnish, right? So green onions are really, really mild in flavor, so they're not going to overpower anything, but they can tend to get lost when you cook everything together. So we don't want to lose the flavor, so we're going to add a few of the green onions after we're done cooking. Garnish, it looks beautiful, it's not too much of a bite to it, but you're getting that oniony flavor. Okay, at this point, everything's getting married, it's all getting all juicy, loving together, and I'm going to add my sauce. You want to add your sauce towards the end because that molasses can burn, and you definitely don't want to eat burnt molasses. So this is kind of the last thing you do at the very end when you're tossing it all together. Okay, so my mushrooms, my green onions, my broccoli, and my beef are all in here together. Looking amazing. Is that vain to say that my food is looking amazing? I don't think so. I wish you guys were all here. Okay, teriyaki sauce in. Get that out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna mix this all up one more time. It's got about 2 more minutes and then it's done. And you wanna get it off the heat, out of the pan. You don't want it to keep cooking. Everything will get tough. All right, I'm gonna give that 1 more minute for it to get all juicy together, the mushrooms to break down a little bit, and I'm gonna take the phone over. It's sitting on my counter now. I'm gonna bring you over to show you what the inside of the pan looks like because it's so pretty. Okay, here we go. Flipping you around. All right, check this out. Is that not the most beautiful colors? I love the contrast. Okay, see how everything is getting nice and cooked together, but the meat is still a little bit rare, and the broccoli is not smushy. It looks so good. Okay, that's it. That is it. Seriously, it cannot get any easier than that. Dinner is done. Dinner for one, or like me for 5 meals. All right, you guys, all I'm gonna do now is take it out of the pan and garnish it with my green onions, and I am done. And I'm so excited. Now I'm gonna pop in a movie that my husband would never let me watch and enjoy the rest of my night. I hope you guys had a great time with me in my kitchen on Friday Night Live, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Have a good week. Thank you for watching. Bye.